Hello there folks, Cinnamon Squirrel here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Tales of the Shire. So last time round, we did not accomplish our goal. We visited numerous people, or hobbits I should say. We visited numerous hobbits of Hobbiton, but unfortunately we did not find the book. So the next thing we've been tasked with, help if I can talk properly, but the next thing we've been tasked with is to prepare 2 meals for Nora and Fosco. We're going to kind of do this a little bit out of order because in the morning we will get mail to tell us what kind of thing they fancy. Whether they fancy something sour, whether they fancy something spicy, sweet, bitter, or salty. And potentially the kind of dish that they're actually going to be looking for. So, I know that it tells you to prepare 2 meals and things like that, but we're going to do things a little bit out of order. So, we haven't found the book yet, and that is our overarching task at the moment, but we're going to have to complete a few sub things to be able to get to that point. So, yeah, preparing meals is part of it, but in the morning we will get mail in our mailbox that we can either check here or at our desk, our writing desk in the house. And given that it will, it'll give us a bit of an idea and a little bit of help towards finding out what exactly they're going to be looking for. So with that in mind, there you go, there's elderberries. I think that's the first time we've had that. I think we're just going to run around. We're going to run around and do a little bit of foraging. We're going to do a little bit of foraging. We're going to do a little bit of fishing as well to try and fill out our larder a little bit of different types of food. Because as we kind of discussed it before, but when you cook different things, as you can see, when things come up, they have a border. Now, the purple means that it's sweet, and I'll show you there again. So yeah, that little purple border means that it's sweet. You get blue waves to say that something is briny. You kind of get a grey dappled border when it's bitter. You get red flames when it's spicy, like right there. So the hedge mustard would be considered spicy. So sometimes, because the dish that they want might initially identify as being sour. Like a lot of the rhubarb stuff originally kind of identifies as being sour. However, when you cook it with different things, like say you added a mushroom that's considered sweet, and maybe even the sparage that we're collecting here, you can change that flavor profile from sour to sweet. Depending on what you cook it with, you can add butter to things, you can add salt, you can add pepper, cinnamon, different spices, different mushrooms, different meats or vegetables or fruit to things to change the flavor profile of them. So we're going to run around a little bit and collect as many forageables as we can manage and see. And then also we're into the evening now, so honestly I'm probably just gonna go and try and get some more fish, because if we do fishing and get a few things that we don't currently have, but then also in the morning we can go and trade some of our duplicate fish and buy additional ingredients so that we have quite a padded out little larder to be able to start to we'll have a padded out little larder so that we can be more prepared, so that if they want something salty, then we can prepare something salty. If they want something sweet, then we can prepare something sweet, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna go take a wee nip down here. Now we did get a few things, including like dawn dace, I think it is, and bleakwood something or other for fish. But so just as a reminder, to access your radial menu here is T, and then if you want to quick put that away and take it back out, it's R. And then for fishing, we just left click, toss, aim, space, and then try and get it to the area where the dot, there you go, blue-finned gudgeon. There's a different thing that we have not had yet, and it's bitter. So sometimes if it's like fishing, it'll give you this little profile here. So, and it'll also give you some cooking methods. There's the frying pan. There's also one that we have not unlocked yet, and it'll tell you the weight of it as well. So we're going to keep that, and then we're going to continue fishing. And unfortunately, we just had a fish kind of decide it wants to come and take a look. There we are, white dot. And then just remember, try not to bywater bleak. There you go. It's another bitter fish. Try not to do it until the line snaps. But if you were to put it in an area where nothing is going to latch onto it as a mistake, then you can hit escape and it'll bring it back, and then you just go in the direction that you want to take it in. And then space, and then try and get the dot to fill white, and pull in the fish, and just keep going. Oh, damn it. And also, you need to keep a watch on your backpack, because like we've just experienced here, it's full. So we'll keep that, perhaps. Probably get rid of the hedge mustard, because you can find that all around the place and you end up with it in excess, and it's not nearly as valuable as your fish. So I'm going to continue on with this fishing for the moment, and I will bring you guys back either in the morning if we end up doing it too late, or it gets to the morning and we can continue fishing, and then we can start to look at selling some of our duplicate fish so that we can make more money. Now, as you can see, you can either look through all your ingredients here, but if you're looking for specifics, you can do meals, fruit, veg, hearty vegetables, so that's in a separate category, seasonings, and fish. And then there's the miscellaneous stuff. Apparently it doesn't think meats deserve its own category, or dairy, or nuts. I suppose they had to do it somehow. But there we have it. And like I said as well, if you hover over each one, it will definitely tell you whether it adds a flavor profile to things or not. So yeah, hazelnuts are considered sweet, and if you don't want to hover over everything, then you can kind of learn what the borders are. So like I said, there's like blue waves, and that's salty, which kind of reminds me of like brine, ocean, saltwater, you know, that kind of thing. Learn to build associations with it. But yeah, purple is considered sweet. And then you've got your spicy flames, your red flames for your spice, dappled grey for bitter, the green citrus for sour, and think that's all we have. I think that's all there is. But yeah, I'm gonna continue fishing so that we can try and get some more. And as you fill out your larder, you'll start to see things appearing in your baskets and your holding places on plates and your little ducats and whatever else. It's quite satisfying actually, and you've got a ton of space as well. You've got 500 slots in there, and so each stack would be considered a slot as well. So you can fit quite a lot in there, trust me. But off we go to keep our fishing going. And if I catch anything new, I'll bring you back to show you. And there we go. We caught a roof, which is a new kind of fish. I think that's how you say that? A roof or a ruff? No. Roof? I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, so new type of fish, and this one's salty, so it's got like a salty taste instead of the bitter ones we've been catching so far. So yeah, it's giving us more profiles and more things we can add so that if we do need to, I mean, it might not be fish, that's the thing. I can't remember off the top of my head what they liked to begin with. The twins liked to begin with, but it might not be fish. It could be it could be the porridge, or it could be a pie, or it could be anything. But everything that you catch expands what you can make. So yeah, we're gonna keep going with it. Okay, so we just went to bed, and as you can see, we've gotten quite a good progress going on today towards becoming a local, I believe that is. I forget. But we've got one new vegetable discovered. We've discovered new recipes, fruits. Oh, that's a hearty vegetable. Oh no, that's the hearty vegetables. Even says it right on it. Goodness. But yeah. Yeah, so one new hearty vegetable and 2 new fish. So we did a decent amount yesterday. And today, sorry, we have mail, which is awesome. So we're gonna quickly go dump all this stuff. Actually, I'm gonna look at my fish at the moment. So we've got bluefin gudgeon. We only have the one of those, so I'm gonna stick that in there. The roof, we don't have any of yet, so we're gonna put both of those in there. And I think we've got one of the stone loops. I'll leave those in there for now, and then I'm also going to transfer all of this. These I'm probably going to sell to make money. So, but first of all, we're going to go out. Now you can go to the reading desk and see your letters from there, or you can go out to your mailbox and check your letters from here. So it says we've got one from Lily Cotton there, but first of all, they've both accepted our invitation, so they can deny you, but they have accepted. So first of all, it's from Fosco, and good morning, Rosaminda. It's a pleasure to be invited to a meal with you. I'll be there. A sweet, a sneeze, a cough, a wheeze, the journey of space, the contrast to freeze. So he definitely wants something spicy. So that's fine. We can prepare something spicy for him. We've got plenty of the hedge mustard and 1 or 2 other things there that we can use for that. And Nora wants bitter. So they haven't given us a clue as to what they want to eat, but the type of flavor they want that they're craving is there. So spicy for Fosco and bitter for Nora. And then we're going to check Lily Cotton's letter here. Hello, Rosaminda, love. Could you do me a favour and look in on my lad Tom? He seems a bit down. He doesn't like talking much. Could you be a dear and see how he is? So we are going to do that. But first of all, because Tom is who we are going to go and sell our fish to and pick up a few different ingredients from, And look at that. This is already regrown here. The bushes have already replenished themselves with... And there's a sparkly over here. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, but it's rather nice. Yeah, inspect this. A walnut tree. It'll be a while before it's in season. Good things come to those who wait. Nice, so we've got walnuts pretty close to where we stay, which is really nice. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought there because I've been completely turned around. So we're going back this way because I am going to go and collect more fish to go and sell to Tom. So let me collect some more fish and I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to go and sell them all. Also, one thing I forgot to say is that remember to water your plants every day. You need to do that to keep them growing. You do not need to do it in the morning, but it's a good habit to get into just because it's like leave the house in the morning. Then water your plants. Just like an association thing, it just helps you not forget to water your crops. Because otherwise it just takes them longer to grow. If you forget, you can always do it later in the day, but it's always good to, you know, the first thing you're doing when you get out the door is to just make sure your plants are watered. Okay, so we collected all our fish and we are now at the market. Now, Farmer Cotton is here and this dude is here, which I think we might actually visit him as well. But first of all, we're going to go talk to Tom because we said we would. But also because he'll buy our fish and give us a few things as well. Hello, you must be Rosamunda Smallborough. My family's been talking about you all week. I'm young Tom Cotton. My dad's old Tom Cotton. Everyone calls him Farmer Cotton, and everyone calls me young Tom. I'll see you soon, Rosamunda. Good day to you. How are you? Me? Couldn't be better. Are you sure? I've heard you haven't been yourself lately. Not so loud, Rosamunda. Someone might hear you. Let's find somewhere quiet to chat. Oh no. Okay, so this is gonna take up time. Crud. Yes, alright, I am having trouble. What's wrong? It's Lady Buttercup. Who? Dad's prize cow. She's missing. What did Farmer Cotton say? He doesn't know yet. He's been too busy with the village campaign, but he'll be distraught if Lady Buttercup's gone. She's like family. So what can I do? You have to help me find her, Rosamunda. There's one place I haven't looked. The path at the bottom of the lookout hill behind Orlo's house. She's easy to spot, she's large, and she looks like a cow, and well, that's about it. What do I do if I find her? Try and get her back to the farm? A handful of fresh vegetables might persuade her to come home. Alright, let me try. I've got to go, thank you. Okay, so we met Tom. Okay. But we are going to go back because we are going to help find the cow. However, we're going to do it after we serve breakfast and we can't pick anything because we're too full. We need to go back to the market. Oh, we're all the way up at the house. Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay. No, we need to follow him back to the market. Because we need to sell our fish and to be able to grab ingredients to make Fosco and Nora their second breakfast? Probably by the time things... Oh no, it's afternoon, it's lunch. Crud. Okay, so we need to do this quick. So we are going to follow him back. And then we are going to talk to him again and see what he has for sale. So Bywater is home to many shops and stalls hosted by the locals. Each shop's stock refreshes daily, with some shops having new items each season. Be sure to check for new items when you can. So, first of all, we're going to sell, because as you can see, so it'll tell you here how much that they sell for, how much you currently own in your items, and how much is in your larder. So we have plenty of stone loaches, so we're gonna sell for 32. Apparently it's only gonna let us do one at a time, so there we have it. But yep, we're gonna sell that one, and that one, and that one. We have 4 of those back home, so we're gonna sell these, 4 of these, 5, and then we have 4 in storage and 1 here. So yeah, we're gonna sell that as well. Then go to purchase. So Tom sells your meats that are available. Cream, eggs, and milk are typically always available. And this is how much they have in stock here and how much it costs. So and every now and again you will come across things that are either newly in stock that they only have briefly, or every now and again you will have 2 or 3 star things in here. For the moment, I think we want to pick up a little bit of this cheese here, some butter as well, because butter makes things sweet. Although we are looking for spicy things, that's right. So nothing here is like that. But what we can do, because we can head across to this dude here. Now this dude here has his own story. I bless my bargains, it's Rosamund of Smallborough. Have I got some fine artifacts for you? Who are you? Hobson Hornblower. And Hobson Hornblower is what you might call a little bit of a con artist. So yeah, he says quality goods and no refunds and stuff like that. Yeah, so he sells you things, tries to raise the price and things. Sorry, so for instance, look up the fine silver swan, lovingly crafted by elves. Some say that's not a swan, Hobson, that's an old duck. To them I say, have you seen an elf swan? Well, this is what one looks like a duck. I cannot discuss a price for such a rare artifact, but remember, for he who pays its weight in silver, dwarven luck will flow like a river. Famous dwarven saying that. He also likes to blow smoke and be liberally creative with his words to try and push you in a different direction. So, no thank you. Suit yourself, but remember, there's always a bargain when Hobson's around. Bless my bargains, you're here. So we've got for sale. Now this guy was talking about something else, and if he can con you into buying things, he will. However, this is the dude you go to for your seasonings. He sells black pepper, which is spicy, so we are going to take a few of those. We've got cinnamon, which is also spicy, so take a couple of those. We've got cloves. We've got lemon, which is sour. We've got salt, and we've got sugar. We're gonna buy like the kind of 1 each of these, and then we're gonna pick up that lemon as well. Now we spent most of our money here, and then over here he will sell you your seeds and things. Basil's very good. as a thing. Box peppers. And if you go to your encyclopedia in the escape menu, then it will tell you, actually we want rhubarb seeds, because these things, rhubarb and sure, let's do basil, because then you've got shallots and strawberries and tomatoes, and then once you save up enough money, you can also start to buy new beds here, garden beds, to be able to grow more stuff, which is great because as you can see, the seeds can be relatively inexpensive, and trying to buy the actual products can be a little difficult. And I don't think much of this is something that you can actually forage, so being able to grow your own stuff is better. But right, so for right now, we are gonna go because we need to skip our merry way back up here and try and get this cooking done because we're a little bit late already, and we're gonna pick that because it's spicy. And just very quickly, we're gonna hit H, and that's gonna take us to here, and then tab will take us to our storage and our seed bag, and we're going to plant rhubarb in this one here, and then basil here, and then you have to hold down H to come out of this tab, and then hit T because we used our fishing rod last, watering can, and water our plant. Oh, we did both at the same time there. That was quite good. Okay, but they both say they've been checked properly, so that's fine. So put that away, and then we're going to come in here, and we are going to offload everything that we just bought. And then we are going to get cooking. There. We are. Okay, so let's go here. And depending on what season, you're going to be able to do different recipes depending on the availability of your ingredients and such like. So you can now make extra delicious meals by hitting the texture sweet spot. So what that means, grow your friendships to unlock more recipes. We want all of this, right? So tastiest created is 3-star with the rhubarb. There we are. So we have, this is the ones that we have available at the moment. The beans are, we have all the stuff for this. Let's see. Sorry. Just briefly. So we've got beans, which counts as a vegetable. So that can be added to make things more bitter. So we could have these two for Nora, because Nora wants that. And then let's see what else we have. I'm not seeing anything else that we have that's bitter. So, okay, we want to try and combine either the Dawn Dace, the Bywater Bleak, or the Blue Finned Gudgeon with beans. And keep this as bitter as possible. And then if we can make the rhubarb pie, or the porridge or whatever else, as long as we can add cinnamon and cloves, or maybe mustard to something, pepperwort. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this then. So the fish. Okay, so that we might be able to do that one with the heat or the spicy. So I think, yeah, we're gonna try this one for the bitter because we should be able to add in this flour here, a dawn dace, a stone loach, which are the requirements, but then we can add the beans. So that's two things that are bitter. So I'm really hoping that that's going to be enough to carry this. And then we need to add one mushroom. So we can maybe add a wild beef so that we're not having two sour things. Yeah, so if you can't have everything that's the flavor profile that you want, then try and add as many as you can and then disperse the other flavor profiles so that because the more you have in one, the more it counts, right? So we've got two bitters, so that should count. We've got one sour because it was a requirement, and that was all one salty because that's all we had available. So if you cook this, then cooking with cooking stations, you can change the meal towards chunky or smooth, crisp or tender. Stop your station interaction at the right time to reach your texture, the texture change you want. So as you unlock more stations, you'll have more opportunities to process ingredients differently. If you miss the mark on the first ingredient, you can get closer to it with the next. Hit the texture sweet spot to make your meal extra delicious. So with the flour, we can only add it, right? That's all we can do. So currently, this is where this sits. We need to try and shove it more toward crispy and chunky. So all we can do with this flour is add it, right? That's all we can do with that ingredient. And after you add each ingredient, this will shift in whatever direction you've just taken it. So sometimes, for instance, if we have the ability to make something more crispy, we should do so, because the beans are not going to make it crispy, or the mushrooms are not going to make it crispy, right? But they will add a little bit of chunk to it. So sometimes you want to slightly overcompensate if your remaining ingredients aren't going to keep you where you want to be. So we've got the dawn dace here. So we've got the chopping board. Currently, we need to chop it once, twice for it to actually be able to add it. I am going to do it once more because there you are. We're now in that range, right? So we have to have other things crunchy, or actually we can crisp that up. See, you can crisp it up by adding it to the frying pan. So let's try this at the moment, make it slightly more crispy. So and it actually shows you the flavor profiles that you have available at the moment. We could fry that with a little bit, in fact, none. Because I think we've just moved it away rather than, okay, so because I've never actually used a frying pan before, so it's a bit of a learning experience for me this time as well. So we're gonna assemble that. So we're trying to move it over to the crispy side. The dawn dice, we didn't want to add any extra flavor profile because the bitter is actually what we're looking for. However, with the stone loach, so currently we're kind of at the consistency, the chunky, smooth consistency that we're looking for. So we just kind of have to look and see where it's going to keep us. So let's use the chopping board, and you have to do it twice at least, but we're going to do it once, maybe twice more, and then continue, and it should keep us in that range. There we are. So it's all about kind of eyeball and juggling it a little bit. So we're going to use the frying pan. We're going to use one of the, we're not going to use the salt because that could kick it over into the salt factor, and then that might conflict. So we might end up taking it out of the bitter range. So what we can do then bitter and sweet would kind of offset that as well. So we're gonna fry it with pepper and then flip it once and then continue. And we've just kind of dragged it a little bit further away. So actually we've kind of hurt ourselves here. So we're gonna do that. Let's see. And then continue. Okay, so we need to try and get this as quick as possible. And we want to fry it with nothing. And then flip it once. And then continue. And try and drag it back. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Damn it. Actually, we probably don't want to be cooking that at all anymore, to be fair. Okay, so chopping board. Yeah, that was probably a little bit too much. Assemble. So we actually kind of dragged it a little bit further away. We only have one star for that, which is unfortunate. So we're going to store it in the backpack. And then we can actually try again. It doesn't have to be the... Oh no. Why? Oh no, that's pies. It's everything that we're looking for. Okay, so... I think we can probably make that into something spicy. However, we can probably try that again. Okay. Try it once more. And then see how we get on. We'll just try the same thing again. Damn it. We still only managed one, but we still got closer to what we had in the last time. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the other one. Wait, why can't we use picklets? Oh no, we ran out of flour. Okay, let me remedy that then. I need to go and grab that really fast. Okay, now I did kind of really fuck this up a bit, so I used all the flour because I kept going with cooking and I didn't check. So I've had to come up here and so now we're here playing this little bit out as well because we've had to come up to Sandyman's mill shop. So yeah, I need to he knows I'm the only one he can buy it from. He must hate that. So now we need to try and do this and get back and cook something really fast and then have our fellow hobbits there. So actually, no, I want to buy some flour for myself. Learning to cook a bit, are we? That's nice. How much do you need? 20 sacks. 20 sacks? What are you making? A pie. With 20 sacks of flour? You can't be serious. I am serious, and so is my pie. Are you sure this isn't for your father? Alright, 20 sacks to Cotton Farm. No, to the Green Dragon. Hang on, little miss. If your mum wants 20 sacks of flour, she would have told your dad to get it. And he sent you. But it's not for my mum. It's for everyone else in the Green Dragon. Everyone else? That doesn't make sense. There's loads of hobbits in the Green Dragon. What are they going to do? Divide it up between themselves? Of course not. They're going to make something. A pie. Just one pie? Yes. For all of them? Yes. But that pie would have to be enormous. It is. That's why you need 20 sacks of flour. But hang on. Oh, I give up. 20 sacks of flour to the Green Dragon. I'll get it there tomorrow. Thank you, Mr. Sandyman. Okay. Now let's get in here. What is it? What have you got for sale? I need that. How much can I buy? 1, 2. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. And then we need to, where are we? This way. We need to run all the way home. Okay, so here we are. And we're gonna do these. So we've got flour, thankfully, currants, spicy mushrooms, and nuts. Oh, good God. Okay. This probably wasn't the best thing to go for, but we're gonna cook it anyway and see if we can't do it. So again, we can only assemble flour. Currants. Oh, Jesus. Again, we can only assemble them. Chanterelles. Actually, I kind of think we're at around about the right thing for that, but we're gonna frying pan. Why? Oh, because it's already. Alright. It wants to be all the way over here. There we are. So we're going to assemble that. And then we've got hazelnuts, which again are only... Oh, damn it. Oh, but it does say that it's spicy. That's good. Okay, so let's assemble that right now. And we've got spicy Tuckborough picklets. Store in the backpack. And then we are going to run over here. No, we're just gonna do this first. That's fine. Right, so start, confirm. We're not exactly very well dressed for it, but you know what? Okay, so I'm gonna just show you quickly what we can do as well is walk over to a person and hit G, and briefly it's gonna tell you that he would also pick up something sweet if it came. Oh, damn it. Sweet if it came to it. However, he did ask for spicy and that's what he got. So we are going to bitter. Oh, wait. Okay. We're gonna hit tab. We're gonna go to meals and we've got in the backpack. So I think this one went a little bit better, so we'll stick that here because she wanted bitter. And then he wanted spicy. So we're gonna start the meal. Dinner at home. And there we go. And she's really enjoying it, and it hit her craving spot, so you get the little face. And then he's got the little enjoyment face. They will give you different faces on whether they actually enjoyed it or not. So that's good. So to level talk to the leveled up townsfolk to collect your gift. So we satisfied their cravings, so we got the gifts from them both. That was lovely, Rosamunda, and it's lovely to be back here. Old Ruby used to cook us a meal before teaching us our letters. Arlo came along too, but I think he preferred fishing to reading and writing. Please come back again. Is it good? It still feels like a home. Your home. Why did you bring that old thing with you, Nora? What is it? It's just a little something I used to play with. When old Ruby gave us our lessons, Nora couldn't sit still. I was impatient. I wasn't learning fast enough. So, to stop her fidgeting, Ruby gave her an old key to fiddle with. A key? It came from her desk, I think. Do you need it for something? Yes, I think I do. We'd best be off. See you soon, Rosamunda. Okay, so quickly before they... Damn it. Nope, they are well and truly gone. Usually that does not happen. Usually they finish up inside the house, but I think because it's dinner time, they've both scarpered. So we're going to go back in here and we'll collect our gifts from them another time. However, we're going to go in here and to the writing desk and follow the sparklies. And we found it! So that's what's in the locked desk. Ruby's Book of Rules. Mrs. Cotton was right. It was here all along. I need to get this to Arlo. He'll know what to do with it. So bring the Book of Rules to Arlo. So we found it though, which is really great. So we've accomplished that. We found the Book of Rules. And next time round, we will take it to Arlo. If you have enjoyed the episode, then hopefully you will give it a like and you can hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future content along with the bell button there. And I hope you have the absolute most amazing rest of your day. And I will catch you in the next one. Cheerio, folks.